Hey everybody, it's Chad, Nobody Else's Auto, 7 o'clock Sunday evening, time for some Sunday night live chat. Obviously, we missed last week being Christmas Eve, back tonight for a shortened episode being it is New Year's Eve. I know there's people that have plans for later on in the evening, so I built a shorter episode, so we'll hang out for a while tonight, see what everything's going on in the world, and do some of our normal stuff, but I did not get a magazine ready for tonight, so we won't have that. Let's see. Leo's here. Brian Dispatch is on. Tony's with us. Randall with a Nut Farm is here and ready to go. And Matt is on with us. Let's see. Are we working on Facebook here? It looks like Facebook is coming around as well. As always, we are live on two formats, both Facebook and YouTube. As you see me glancing back and forth between the monitors, I'm watching comments on both sets of monitors, so that's what I'm doing. Scott's here with us. Bill Disc is on. So, Alan's on. Nick's here with us. Kevin L. made it. Mark Falcon's back. Glad Mark's back. Hasn't been a while. Been a few weeks since Mark was on. Glad he made it. Bill Wagman's here. Dad's on with us. Always great to see you guys coming back. Ready for a New Year's Eve special for tonight. And an abbreviated New Year's Eve special. We're going to hang out and do most of our normal stuff. We'll do some emblems. We'll do some promos. We'll talk about what's going on and do some story time, talk about the raffle, and we'll probably squeeze in a few auction items as well. The auction pile's kind of turning into an auction mountain, so we're going to have to thin some of this stuff down. Joe's on with us. Joseph on Facebook. Alex here with us on Facebook. So, glad you guys are all back and ready to go for another episode. So, Alan's here with us. As always, trolls, we did have some trolls last time a few weeks ago. You guys are great about making sure they know they're not welcome. I ignore them because they're trying to get my attention, screw up the chat. You guys are great about reporting them and running them off, so I always appreciate that. Super chats are always awesome. Please double check your autocorrect before you hit send on your comment. If autocorrect changed your comment to something I can't make out, I will have to skip it and go to the next one. I do try to catch most of them. I do miss some, but I do try to catch most of them. But if I can't make it out, I will absolutely, definitely have to skip it. Austin's back with us. Andy's on here. Pete's here tonight. And also, if you're on the Nobody Show Facebook page, I cannot see those comments. This is a shared video from the Nobody Else's Auto page. If you're on Facebook, you will need to be on the Nobody Else's Auto page or the Nobody Show YouTube channel if you want to comment and participate in the auctions. If you want to hang out, watch there, you're perfectly fine. No big deal. So, Matt's got a shirt on tonight. Awesome. Ken from Michigan's here with us. So, as always, please keep that stuff in mind. Obviously, as we have learned the hard way over the last few weeks, YouTube is inserting ads randomly wherever they feel on lives. You guys are great about letting me know as soon as they hit on your end so we can, back up here and give them a break and let them go through, especially if we're doing auctions. Dennis is here. I'm Palaman 454. Glad you're here with us from West Virginia. So I try to catch the ad notifications. Some of them they let me shut down. Some of them they don't, and they just throw them up there. So appreciate your guys' help on keeping an eye on those ads and letting me know when those pop up so it doesn't mess up anything we've got going on. That being said, I hope everybody had a great Christmas. And like I said, we're going to do a shorter episode tonight so that everybody can get on with any festivities they have planned later on this evening, and including myself. We're going over some friends here after a while. So, Brian Dispatch, the 58 Impala, the guy stored all the parts so nicely. Yeah, he did. That's one good thing about that 58 Impala. It is all marked and sorted correctly. United City MC, any late 70s, early 80s Plymouth products. There again, just depends on what we're talking about. I don't have much in that window. It just depends on exactly what you need or what you're looking for on that. So, but anyhow, what's happening? One thing that has been brought up, the 58, the guy that had it bought that car in 06. And I don't know if he tore it apart immediately in 06 or if he tore it apart a few years later. And then he passed away about a year ago. So it's been sitting untouched for about a year. I don't know if he was still working on it at all at that point, but it was a running, driving car in 06 when that gentleman had bought it. So numero uno is here. Matt says hit the like button. Appreciate that. And that's right, Matt. As always, please keep the comments respectful. I always appreciate you guys your support on that as well. So it was a running, driving 30,000 mile car in 06. I don't know if he tore it apart the day after it got here. I don't know if he drove it a few years. I don't know. All I know is that's when he bought it, and he passed away right at a year ago at the end of 22. And it's been sitting at least that long. So Hobbins Hot Rods is here. Tweely D's back. Leo likes the S10. Yeah, the little S10's not a bad little pickup either. But one thing that was brought up here a few episodes ago, and something that we haven't done in a while, but there were a few of you that said something about a yard walk on New Year's Day. That was brought up a few weeks ago. A few of you mentioned it. And it looks like that will probably work out if you guys still want to do one. It's going to be middle of the day because it is still pretty cold. But by middle of the day, roughly around 1 o'clock, it looks like it's supposed to be up in the 40s and sunny. So, and he just took his 56 F100 on a 600-mile trip. Well, that sounds like a good time. Alex is here with us. Yeah, that's right, Scott. That 58 is a phenomenal project car. It really is. And hopefully somebody does fix it. But if nobody buys it, it's got to do something. And that's the only reason I would part it out is if nobody does fix it. Does buy it and start putting it back together, because it can't sit here in my way forever. It's got to do something one way or the other. But yeah, that would be the ideal situation for it. Brian's here. Joe's Classics. Sitting this one out. I understand, Joe. That's why we're going to do a shorter episode tonight, because I know a lot of people have plans tonight. Jim's here with us. So, Brian's thirsty. Good idea. How about that? And what the heck? Let's give you a double shot right out of the gate. So we will shoot for a yard walk around 1 tomorrow. So that's S10 might be a channel collaboration viewer build. That could be, yep. Because it really is not a terrible little truck. So we'll see how things look tomorrow. I will post something late morning. I said, I'm just looking at the radar on my phone, and it's still supposed to be overcast and pretty cold in the morning. But middle of the day is supposed to warm up. Like I said, 40s and sunny, I can work with that. So unless we get 50-mile-an-hour winds or something, we will shoot for somewhere in that window right around 1. Like I said, I will put up a notification as far as how it's going to work. And we may jump, depending on how things work out, I may jump on Facebook for a little bit on a live, but then we'll shoot for around 1 on the YouTube channel for a yard walk tomorrow. I didn't realize that we usually try to do those every 2 to 3 months. I looked back after someone had a couple of you guys brought it up, that we haven't done one since September. So there's definitely some different stuff out there since September. So Terry from Alabama is with us on Facebook. Levi's on. So anyway, keep that in mind for tomorrow. If you guys aren't busy, be sure to jump on and join us and go hang out at the yard for a while. Another little piece of housekeeping. What's the Porsche that I have? I think there's a 924 out back. I think it's the only Porsche there. I do got a buddy that's got a 356 he's thinking about selling. We may be doing some content on that car coming up sometime too. So Nut Farm says he might be out of bed by then. So hopefully. So yeah, we wouldn't want to do it too early on New Year's Day. That's for darn sure. So, but a little bit more housekeeping. The newest car on the lot, I've got some stuff newer than 2000, but not much. And I don't do much with it. I just kind of stick it out back. So I do have some stuff that comes up, that's 10 or 15 years old, but not very, very little, and I don't really do much with it. November auction items, I think there's a couple things hanging from November. If you guys have November auction items, be sure to get with me and get that squared up so that so we can get those on the way to you. Other than that, here in a week or two, November items will be getting flushed out of the tote and go back in to be resold. I know Alex is going to be here in a couple weeks to get all of his, and I think there were just a couple of things that were hanging from November. So if you've got something from November, be sure to get with me so we can get it straightened up. Big Job made it tonight. What car is worth the most? That's a pretty broad topic, depending on what somebody thinks. So it's kind of hard to say. 50s Ford wagons, not much, but I do have I've got a 53 two-door ranch wagon that I need to get dug out of a building that actually I kind of forgot about. I just remembered it this week. I need to get back on that and get that 53 Ford ranch wagon. It's been sitting in this building for 20 years. It's got this much dirt on it, but it is a two-door ranch wagon with a sun visor on it. It's a pretty cool car. The 65 that just came in, Mark, are both 4 doors. I've got a 66 two-door, but we haven't done a video on it yet. Monica Dickinson, Gary from the junkyard in Wyoming. Oh, yeah, it's great. I haven't talked to Gary in a while. Oh, Alec, on Facebook, the 58 Impala is what we were talking about. The 58 Impala that we put a video up on last week. The 53 Ford ranch wagon is totally complete. Yeah, it's the guy backed in the shed just over 20 years ago, and that's where it's still sitting. He's had it. I think he said he bought it in the 80s and had it rat holed since then. So it's a pretty neat old car. I do need to get that thing picked up. Actually, come to think of it, I'll skim here real quick and see if I can find a picture of it, because I know kind of about when I bought it. I think I bought it in May. So yeah, like I said, I need to get it picked up. So be thinking about that if you've got any old auction items. Pioneer Village, I've not made it up there yet. Going to try to get that done within here in a couple of weeks. We had plans to get up there, and when we were going to try to go, we ended up having to put one of the house cats down that day, so that just didn't work out very well as far as sneaking up there to get up to Pioneer Village. So Pioneer Village still on the agenda, absolutely. And I've still got the whole stack of everybody that has donated for the Pioneer Village Adopt a Car program. And huge shout out to you guys for your help and support on that. So, oh yeah, here it is. Mick's here with us. Yeah, there's the ranch wagon I got to get dug out. I got to get back on that, actually. Yeah, Gray Kitty is actually right over there, kind of digging herself in. So anyway, Pioneer Village hopefully coming soon. Hopefully that will all work out. Let's see. Make sure I caught up on comments here for the most part. I know I've missed a few things, but trying to keep things going here. Auburn badge. But anyway, and just like Mick's comment, you guys have spent a lot of time with me over the last few years, and I do appreciate that. I did a little bit of looking back, and I think we'll recap some of this stuff here over the next few episodes. Believe it or not, we started these shenanigans on February 9th of 2020. 73 Buick Man's here. Jeff Gravel's on with us. Crazy. February 9th of 2020 is when we started. So we'll do some looking back here as we come up on the anniversary of these Sunday night shenanigans. 192 times we've done it, which is just crazy to me. You guys keep coming back. This wouldn't be anything without all of you guys here supporting it and engaging in it and being part of it. And Arsalan, I think, is on Facebook. My cousin Justin's on with us on Facebook. Making this what it is. So Pete joined on episode 96. Rick's Old Car Garage is back with us. So anyway, kind of crazy to think about. So we'll do a little bit of recapping and here over the next few episodes as we come up on the anniversary. some of the stuff we've done in the past. And that also brings me up to some other stuff I wanted to talk about, some info and some feedback I want from you guys as well. Are we happy with what we're doing? Do we want to make some changes? Thinking about changing my video format here some this year, whether I should still post 3 nights a week or just go to 2 nights a week as far as videos. Thanks, Alec. I appreciate that. Alex said you make it a great show. It wouldn't be Sunday without you. Appreciate that. Cruz is here with us. So it and Tweety says it's, there's usually not a lot going on Sunday evening, so it works out good. Number 1, feature a 1992 car, a 1993 car, then follow all the way to 2024. We might be able to do something like that. Car features. Jot that down. Okay, that's an idea. So I'm playing with some of that. Badges and emblems. I would still like you to do 2 of those a night. I think that works out great talking about 2 different vehicles. I don't know if if we're going to continue to do pre-war and post-war. We may not worry about breaking it down into that. Pre-war, we've done so many of them, and those things are getting hard to find. And I've got a few hundred of them, but we've burned through a lot of those. We also might start redoing some of those early cool ones because a lot of those we did. Some of you guys weren't even on back then, so we may be able to work some of those up. So think about the badges and emblems. The feature cars are a good idea. A lot of different ideas there. So it's like episode 192, a 1992 car. Okay. 193, so 1993. I'm with you. I like that. Let's see what we can figure out. Yep, I've heard of the EV1. I don't know that I ever saw one, but I remember reading about them and seeing pictures of them. So yep, I do remember the EV1. Ad model kits. I've got tons of car ads and brochures, boxes of them. We could do some of that too. As far as the promo models go, we may play with that a little bit too. We may slide a model kit in instead of a promo. More Mopar co-worker stories. That's right, Matt. I did forget about that. That's another good point. Cale Yarborough passed away. It was sad to hear that. So more stuff from my Mopar days. Pete says, do not introduce him to anything else. He's going to have to start buying. Balin Wires Old Iron loves the magazine stuff. Okay. And I think the magazine works out good. I think we've got a good format with the magazine. Especially since we broke it up and don't try to squeeze a whole one in a night. That's really let us sink our teeth into them a little better. So I do really like the way that we're doing the magazines. I'm glad you like it as well, Balin. Jesse, 66 Le Manses. I've got several 6 and 7 Tempest Le Manses and GTOs in stock. Yes, Jim, we do have a promo for tonight. X-Ray Dean is here with us. So like I said, this is some stuff that we can talk about and tweak over the next few weeks, thinking about going into 24. But those are just a few ideas of that I've had. Scott, have a viewer send pics on a classic car project they have. That's a great idea. I like that one too. So yeah, that's a good idea. Bring trivia back. That's a possibility. Quarter auction night or monthly auction only. Yeah, we could do some of that too. We could play with some of the auction stuff and maybe shorten them up some nights and make them a little longer other nights. The only thing that worries me about that is making sure people remembered when it was going to be a bigger auction night. So pick a channel for a surprise gift. That's a good idea too. writing a bunch of this stuff down. Shane's with us on Facebook. Or not a channel, a nobody. Yep, that's not a bad idea. Mike from Texas is on. So, fewer oil cans. Jeff does not like oil cans, apparently. So, it doesn't want to see more oil cans. How about a Hudson badge? We can do that. Bill says Heather gets better every year. Brian likes the viewer project. I think that's a great one. I really do. Automotive patches. I've got some of those, not tons of them, but those are cool pieces for sure. Alex says, don't mess with it. Free shipping to Canada. If you can get the post office to go along with that, I am totally good with it. Add a moderator. Yeah, and we've talked about that before. I think it would be hard to get somebody to commit to what we do here to be able to do that. So that's the only thing that worries me about that. We haven't had too many issues. A couple weeks ago was probably one of the worst nights we've had in a long time. So hopefully that doesn't continue. We'll have to see how things shake out. But I like your ideas. I jotted a lot of these down. We'll talk about some of these over the next few weeks as we kind of mold what we want 2024 to look like for us. Jeff says, don't like them, just too many. Okay. That's right. And that Rolling On passed away too. I forgot about that. Good point, Bill Wagman. I completely forgot about that. Number one likes more badges and dealership badges and insignias. We don't do a lot of dealership badges. We could start working some of those into the emblems as well, because I do have a lot of dealership badges also. Guests, yeah, and that's a possibility as well. That it's just, sometimes it's tough to get them to commit, and then we've got to get different software and things like that to bring all that together. So I did tell you we're going to get Charles in here. It just hasn't worked out yet. Charles Fitz is local, and we are going to get him in here one of these nights, and let him tell you about what he does. He's got a super cool job. He plays with big boy toys all day long, and it's super cool. So I know you guys are going to enjoy that. I wanted to do it in December. It just didn't work out. So we're definitely going to see how things work out here over the next month. We'll definitely get Charles in here one night for sure. Post a dealership badge from a car trunk in the yard and then use it as a trivia for what make model the car is. Saturday gathering at the yard. We could do that if you guys wanted to pick a Saturday, coming into spring or summer. That some of you guys wanted to try to put a get together, we could absolutely try to do that. That's not a problem. If you think, if some of you guys are willing to drive in and do that, I've got no problem with that, and if you guys wanted to stay overnight, I've got a hotel that I work with that, I'm sure they would take care of getting you some competitive rates on rooms. Ads. Hold on. Okay. I think I got those killed. So if you guys want to try to put something like that together for this spring or summer for a nobody's day at the yard on a Saturday afternoon, that's perfectly fine with me. We'll have to get some of us to, and that's the thing, Pete. I don't know if we have enough viewers close enough to travel. I don't know if we'd have 2 people here or 20 people here. But that's totally up to you guys. Balin Wire is about 4 hours away. He's up for it. So that would be a long trip from Ottawa, Ontario. That's for sure. So we'll keep that in mind, guys, because that's definitely something that we can work towards. If you guys do want to do something like that. Ryan and Amy were here. Lodging would be required in a car trailer. The Best Western here, the gal that runs that, I work with her pretty well. She takes care of some stuff when we do the F&E Collector Auto Auction, and they actually have a huge parking lot for trucks and trailers as well. So not a problem. So my cousin Justin said he'll be here with his Buick. Randall says it becomes 1,000 miles. He's buying something. So July 4th, everybody's a somebody at nobody's barbecue. There we go. If you guys want to start working towards that, we can absolutely do that. Maybe Pete, maybe you and I need to talk, and maybe you can help organize some of that, since that might because I think you've got the email list. Plus, you brought it up, so I'm going to dump some of it on you. But that is not out of the realm of possibility by any means whatsoever. Advertise a preview of the auction a couple days beforehand. The problem, like the auction items we do here, the problem with that is there is like a mountain right here of stuff, and I don't know what I'm going to grab every time. So I mean, there's enough stuff here to do a month's worth of auctions right now. But Alan said he would help. Perfect. So that's what we might need is to get a couple of you guys on board with me. Maybe we need to have a conversation, this week and see if we can figure something out. But I mean, I'm completely up for it. And I fully understand some of you guys are just flat too far away to make it. And I understand that. But I do appreciate the ones of you that even said you would be willing to drive here and hang out for the afternoon. I think it would be great. So. And maybe Pete and Alan, I know both of you guys are fairly close. Maybe you could help organize some of that, and Pete having the email list that would definitely help as well. So, okay, Pete just said give him his email and tell him to contact him. Okay, so Pete's email is, just you. In fact, I'm just going to write it out and hold it up. If you are interested in doing this or being part of it or trying to make this happen, here is Pete's email. badboychevrolets@gmail.com. Number one says, if I'm coming to Kansas, I'm building one car all day and another all night. Did the Chrysler with the goobered up transmission ever get sold? Not sure which one that was, Mark. I don't remember which one that was. Scott's here with us on Facebook. Jim used to have a lot of family in Kansas City, but they're all gone now. So if you think this is a possibility and you guys would like to try to do this, email Pete at this email address, badboychevrolet@gmail.com. He'll kind of start putting some of that stuff together. Big green four-door. You talking about 65 Newport two-door hardtop? Because the transmission was slipping in it, and it came with another transmission. I don't know if that's the one you're talking about or not, Mark. If that's the one you're talking about, that car is still here, but it's a two-door hardtop. Yeah, that's right, Alex. You got 100 of those. So you guys touch base with Pete. And there again, this is something that we will kind of start kicking around, and we'll see if we can pick up pick a weekend we can make that happen. Oh, that's right. My cousin Justin just sent me a note. He started a YouTube channel, Fireball's Garage. So my cousin started that channel. He's out in Denver, so he's on YouTube now as well. We'll see what happens. Pete will gather up some of that information and let me know what he hears from you guys. And we'll see if we can pick a weekend and make that happen. We'll definitely start working on that as well. And like I said, some of these other ideas, I think some of this we can make work. Some of it, I don't think we can squeeze it all in, but we'll definitely try to look at some of this stuff and see what we can do to make next year even better. Let's see what else is going on here. Jeff, do you have any Vega or other H-body or J-cars? Cavaliers. I've got a few Vegas. I don't have any of the 80. I've got one 85 Cavalier, two-door. But would I take them? Absolutely. They're hard to find. The Cavalier Z24s were pretty cool little cars, really. Yeah, I would absolutely take them. I've got a few, but they're hard to find. I would buy all I could get, but they're hard to find. So, yep, there are some Vegas. There were some Vegas over in the new yard. As far as I've got some newer Cavaliers, like in the late 90s, but the old square ones, which were pretty cool, I've only got the one. Will there be room to park all the car haulers? If it's dry, shouldn't be a problem. I can open the back gate, and there's probably close to 10 acres out back that isn't full of cars yet. So, yep, that's that my cousin's wearing a Buick jacket in his video. Yep. So the Z24 rock. That's what, and like I said, I really like those little Cavalier Z24s. I thought those were cool little cars. So, how far is Pioneer Village from my place? Just under 3 hours, probably 240, 245. It's not quite 3, but it's pretty tough to make it in 2.5. Unless you're my buddy Jim Bird. My buddy Jim Bird, he was from Osborne, Kansas, which is on the way. And Osborne should be about an hour and a half, about halfway up there from Great Bend. But Jim could do it in 45 minutes. So he did it 1.5 times. So he could get there a lot quicker if Jim was driving. But unfortunately, it didn't work out too good the second time. He didn't know if he was doing 120 or 130 when that coon come out in front of him. But he hit that raccoon pretty hard. Michael Glagolo's here with us on Facebook. Be a good run cross country the big Studebaker. That's right, Ryan. That would be a good run, that Studebaker with that Cummins in it. So appreciate that, Matt. Appreciate that, guys. Kevin L, Tweedly D, you guys are on it. So we'll see what works out. But anyway, that's pretty much everything I wanted to touch base on, which basically just started our next several conversations coming up. The other thing that we need to think about, or we're going to definitely want to be watch, Kissimmee starts Tuesday. I talked to Jim Wicks Wednesday or Thursday. He is flying out Tuesday. So hopefully next week, I'll be able to catch up with Jim on next weekend. I'll have a boots on the ground report from Meek and Kissimmee next week. And there's going to be a ton of great footage. And they've got just some absolutely amazing cars at Meek and Kissimmee that we're all going to want to keep an eye on. The airplane, I'm still trying to get my buddy up here with his big rollback to get the airplane. I've got to get the airplane moved, but I am going to get the airplane here. I've just got to get it moved, but I can't wait to get it here, get the wings back on it. I love that thing. I'm super excited about it. But yes, we do need to get the airplane moved. Number one, let's plan on building the S10 and another Chevy as a classic rolling billboard. So, yep, the airplane is still out at the airport. We just got to get that thing moved. Flying Nobody's Airlines. That's kind of catchy. I am still pretty excited about that. I just got to get it here. Tractor Mike can get it there quick. Yeah. How far mileage wise is the airplane? 8 or 10 miles. It's not far. When I think we can do back roads on some of it. I know the sheriff pretty well and a lot of his guys. He said they'll help us at the busy intersections with it. So I think it'll go okay. It's a twin Beach. It's a 1959 Beach 18. 73 Buick man misses V8 S10. It was scary. Yeah, they were. 77 Astra Safari wagon, grandma's car for trade. Yeah, give me a shout. So, but anyway, moving on, kind of keep things rolling tonight. And I assume you guys want to do some auctions tonight. We'll see how things work out, but I figure we would get some auctions and then probably not do a magazine. But what's hit the lot since we got together a couple of weeks ago? A pretty cool car, 1975 Nova 2-door, not a hatchback, a regular 2-door, V8 with a stick. Somebody put an aluminum intake, Holley on it, and it is a stick floor shift, but I don't know if it's a 3-speed or a 4-speed on the floor. Alec is ready for auctions, so that's I like that. Number one, who's flying? Nobody's flying. kind of like who's on first. So we're going to be bringing you a video on the 75 Nova, and had another Ford pickup Super Cab come in, which, hey, you guys know I love the 70s era Ford Super Cab since I've got my 78 F250. I had a 75 F350 Super Cab come in. Kind of different. You don't see a lot of 350s. So we'll be getting you some content on that. And like we discussed earlier, we've had some cool videos come up over the last couple of weeks since we didn't get together last week. The 58 Impala video is up. If you guys didn't see the 58 Impala video, you got to go back and check that out. The S10 video, obviously, like we've discussed, just recently went up. So we've had some cool stuff. Yep, it was, well, except the panels are gone, but it's supposed to have accordion pillars on it, but they're broke off. So but the F350 is two-wheel drive. 75 F350 two-wheel drive Super Cab. Big old work truck. But like I said, I was excited about it because it's very similar to my 78, and it's a heavy-duty one underneath as opposed to the half-tons you typically find. So Super Cab or Crew Cab four-wheel drive. Yep, I don't have any that's four-wheel drive in that 73 or 79 Ford at all. So those were all gassers back then, Mark. The diesels didn't come out into the 80s. So that's right, Ryan. It could become a 4x4. So obviously excited about that one. We'll be getting you some content up on those, as well as all the other cool stuff that's been coming in. Anyway, that kind of gets us caught up on our chat for tonight. How about a promo model? And we got some cool emblems. We've got a boss emblem tonight, a super boss emblem tonight. You guys are definitely going to dig it. And it's so emblems are great tonight. We'll catch the promo model. We'll do story time. We'll catch up with the raffle. We'll do some, I guess we better do some auction stuff. Everybody's already wound up for the auction, so we'll definitely sell you a few things tonight to add to your collection. And then we will probably go ahead and wrap it up after that to get on to everyone's festivities for the evenings. But on to the promo model. Is it for sale? The 75 F350, is that what we're talking about, Alec? If so, that's that one I'm probably going to keep just for in case I would need anything for mine. So Hudson badge. Mustang boss. I just said it's a boss emblem. So as in super cool boss, but it's a boss emblem. We'll find out here shortly, number one. You will be surprised, though. I'm pretty sure you will be surprised. In fact, some of you may have never even heard of it. So, Perfect Wheelie D, I'll be watching for that. Tonight's promo model. We're going to move up into the 70s to one of our Colonnade coupes from General Motors, the 1973 Cutlass S in Wedgwood blue. A lot of people have not been fans of the 70s cars. A lot of 70s cars never got saved. I love the 70s cars. I love these promos. This is actually a painted promo. This is a black base, black interior, and this is when they were painting them, similar to the 79 Coupe de Villes that we've got. Wow, you guys are loving this thing. Holy cow. And he's got a 62 International if anybody's looking. I don't have any 62, so wow, a lot of comments on this promo. It is a great piece. It's in great condition. The bumpers aren't chipped up. The chrome on the front looks pretty good. We can see how these big grills extended down even below the bumper. Jeff says it's a Johan. So, 73 Buteman has the dealer training videos for these. The rear of it looks good, except the chrome is fading on the rear bumper. We do see the 1973 in the tag bracket back here. The kind of fastback design they had, the big rear quarter windows. If you can see inside, this car actually was equipped with bucket seats and a floor shifter. So kind of a sportier type model. From what I could tell looking at the colors, Wedgwood blue was what this kind of silvery metallic blue was called by Oldsmobile in 1973. Chrome faded like the real one. Yep, that's one way to put it. Like I said, the bottom, all one piece, all cast, not a ton of detail in it. But a nice promo. I do not have the box, Jim. This one I did not have the box for. So that's what we had for tonight's promo, the 1973 Cutlass S. That's right, Mark. Those doors were super heavy. That's for sure. Littering the streets in the Canada in the 70s and 80s. Second owners put jack up rears and big fatties on them. Yep. I know what you're talking about. Zach's here. Whiskey business. So that's what we've got for tonight. The 1973 Cutlass S in Wedgwood Blue. So, are we ready for the emblems? We'll give you a Hudson badge. We'll give you an Auburn badge too. What the heck? Are we ready for the Boss emblems tonight? Because this first emblem is Super Boss. I think it's Super Boss. And we've had a lot of guesses about it. And nobody's gotten it yet. Which obviously means it's not Ford. The Boss emblem was for sale. Nope, this one's not for sale. But like I said, it's not Ford. We had a few comments about Mustangs. Not a Ford emblem. Nope. Somebody else made a Boss. And this is not very common. I've only seen, this is the only one I've ever seen. I've seen pictures of a few of them. Mark saying GM. Nope, it's not GM. This actually, nope, not AMC. Lots of guesses coming in, but nobody's gotten this one right, and I would be surprised. I would be super surprised if anybody ever got it. Trail Boss, nope. Rambler, nope. Cyclone, nope. Healer, no, it's not a Healer. I guess we'll go ahead and get into it because I'm pretty sure that nobody's going to guess the fact that this Boss emblem, VW, nope, not VW. Whippet, nope. This Boss emblem, oh, he meant Chrysler. Nope, not Chrysler. This Boss was a Studebaker. The Studebaker Boss. I didn't know what they were either, so don't feel bad. But they did make a Studebaker Boss. This is a grill emblem for a 1936 Studebaker Boss truck. Now, here's what I found on this. The Studebaker Boss, they made an Ace. They made a Boss. They made a couple of other trucks in 36. The Boss was a 2-ton truck. I found this on autogallery.org, old-time picture gallery for 36 Studebaker trucks. The Studebaker Boss in 1936 was a 2-ton truck. It was powered by an 80-horsepower, 6-cylinder L-head Waukesha, 263 cubic inch, flathead 6-cylinder engine. So, obviously not very common. Definitely different. Bigger 2-ton truck that was pretty much a work truck. This mounted on the grill. That's right, Leo. I bet it was a horse. Lots of great comments on it. Glad you guys are digging it. We've had this one for quite a while, and found it out of another collection found it out of the collection where I got my Oldsmobile Neon. Same guy that had my Oldsmobile Neon is where I found this badge. This one is not for sale in any shape or form. So that's right, Nick. It looks better than some of the other trucks, the new trucks out there. This was like I said, this was a grill emblem. It is about 8 1/4 long. Obviously chrome plated. 2 1/4 tall, and the diameter of the circle in the middle. It is pretty flat for a grill emblem. and it was bolted on. This is actually, you can see this edge, this faceplate was crimped around this metal base. Now, according to AmericanAutoEmblems.com, they made a Mogul, the Boss, an Ace. So I'm sure they used the same base and then just changed this front plate because these all look the same. When you look at AmericanAutoEmblems.com, the Studebaker Ace, the Studebaker Boss, the Studebaker Mogul all use this layout. So I'm sure they use the same base with a different cap stamped on it. So definitely something different. Like I said, I got out of that collection of the guy that had our Oldsmobile sign. He had a ton of different stuff. This was just a loose emblem that I found over there that I bought out of that estate. So it's yeah, that's right. It's right, Ryan. It would look pretty cool on the Studebakers you build because that's kind of what they look like, those big 4x4s with diesels in them. So it is definitely a different piece. There is no doubt about it. It is a cool piece. It's a different piece. And it's pretty boss. So nobody got it. I didn't figure anybody would. I would have been shocked if anybody would have got that one right. But there it is, the 1936 Studebaker Boss grill emblem. All right, let's move on to another emblem. Something else is probably a little bit different that some of you guys may not know what it was. And I'll be curious to see who can figure this one out too. We're going to play a little guessing game with this one as well. That was pretty fun last time. I'll show you the emblem and you tell me what it comes off of. How about a California? Who knows what this one is? This is a chrome-plated emblem, pot metal, stud mount. It was flat, and it just is the word California. That's right, Alan. It is off of a Buick. Alan got it right. There's the Mustang guesses, which I figured were coming. Blake on, hold on, I got to skip some ads here. Blake on Facebook got it as well. Pete knew it. Yes, the GS California. In 1967, you could get a GS California, but it was primarily a California option car. I did find a little bit I've known about these cars forever. We've had a few over the years that Dad had, but I found this on V8Buick.com on one of their forums that was probably the best and the clearest explanation without getting into too much detail on them. That's right, Ken, 67, 68, and 69. And this is what I found. This is the best way I found to describe it without getting into too much detail on V8Buick.com. 67 was the maiden year for the California GS, available only in California, not even advertised nationally. Built on a thin pillar coupe chassis, 340, Super Turbine 300 transmission. Bench seat was standard, minimum accessories to keep the price down. and they made, like I said, 67, it was strictly a California package. Mid-year 68 saw the official introduction of the California GS by Buick. Buick asked why settle for less when the California GS, built especially for you, costs no more. Exclusively designed for Golden State motorists, Buick advertised the car nationally as a high-performance family sports car at an economy price. Though the car was not included in Buick's yearly catalog, it was shown in a 2-page fold-out black and white brochure. Custom California GS emblems again grace the rear fenders, while GS ornamentation can be found on the grille and sail panels. The drivetrain in 68 was the 350 because the 350 replaced the 340 in 68. Bench seat interior were once again the only interior option. They did add chrome-plated wheels and a chrome air cleaner lid to the 68 California. So, yeah, likes the font. The font, yeah, it is kind of a funky font, that's for sure. 1969 was the last year of the production for the California GS. The car was the first time featured in Buick's big brochure. A 2-page color picture of the thin pillar coupe and pictures of the, again, standard bench seat interior were included along with the equipment description. Tom McHale tested the car and had 0 to 60 times in 9.5 seconds, top speed of 110 miles an hour. Was equipped with the Turbo 350 in 69. Custom California emblems again graced the rear fenders, and rear marker lights were plain red without Buick's normal 350 or 400 script, which in 1969, that's something else to think about. In 69, the rear side marker light was a rectangle, and the GS 350 did say 350. The GS 400 said 400. The California did not say anything on the side marker lights. So vinyl tops, as with previous years, was standard fare with the California's distinctive GS logo on the sail panel. So something a little bit different that a few of you have heard of, but a lot of you I don't think had, on the California GS. Kind of what they were getting at was a sporty looking car, had the look of the muscle cars, a body platform, but at a cheaper price with the bench seat interior, the limited options you could get, the smaller engine. So kind of a neat little package, almost kind of the same thing Plymouth was trying to do with the Roadrunner, only they were putting 383s in Roadrunners instead of the smaller engine that they were using in the GS California. So Mark's neighbor works at a body shop, and that's all they do is GSs. That's cool. Yeah, they are neat cars. So something a little bit different. Not quite as different as the Studebaker Boss, but this California emblem, 6 1/4 long and about 2 inches high on the C, where it's the tallest. This would have been 68, 69. California 67 used a slightly different badge. This would have been 68, 69. Someone repainted the edges of this one silver behind the chrome. These areas should be black, but still a good looking emblem. I still thought it was cool, and glad I was able to add one to my collection. So that's what we've got for badges tonight. The 1936 Studebaker Boss and the 1968-69 Buick GS California. Yes, this is Pop Metal. That is a Pop Metal badge. So glad you guys liked them. That's the whole point, is trying to learn about new stuff. So lots of great comments on both badges. Glad you guys like them. That means I'm doing my job if you guys are having fun and learning. So Ryan's out there looking for one now. PFF Flyer having a flashback to driving a Skylark into the desert off the road between Vegas and Barstow to take a much needed nap. Okay. Sounds like that must have been an interesting evening. Anyway, let's talk about the raffle. Who got in over the last couple of weeks? And please remember, next week we're giving away this DX sign as well as these cans and these license plates. Who's in the big Buick oil can as of now? Oh, wrong packet. The new packet. We need the new packet from the last 2 weeks since we didn't do this last week. Who got in? Johnny Z. Tony Napoli. And I just seen your other one today, Tony. I don't have it yet. It'll be in next week's. Rich Young. David W. Austin McCoy. Big Job. And Michael Glagola. That's who all got in over the last couple of weeks. So, now, we haven't done any bonus drawings tonight. We should do a bonus drawing. And now we got something kind of different. I hope you guys can use these because we've got some cool stuff to give away. And it's all courtesy of our good friend Leo. Leo had a box of these. He sent them to me. He said, let's share some of these with the guys. So I said, we'll work some of them into the drawings and some things like that. If you like hanging out with us, but maybe your whole family doesn't like hanging out with us on Sunday nights, maybe you need some headphones. Leo had a box of these. He sent them to me. He donated them. He spent the money to ship them to me so we can hand them out on some raffles for you guys. He got some of these headsets that you can plug in, and just that way if you don't have to bother anybody else if you're hanging out with us. So we're going to do a drawing for one of these. We've got several sets of these to give away, and like I said, all courtesy of Leo. This is all thanks to him supporting all of us and what we're doing. He said he ended up trading for him on a deal. He said, I really don't need them, but he said, I think some of you guys could use them, especially if you need to wear headsets, if you don't want to bother everybody at night when you're hanging on, especially when some of these episodes go over 3 hours. So these are all courtesy of Leo. He sent them to me to share them with you guys. So let's give away a set. Then we're going to do story time. Then we're going to get into some auctions. Some of you guys are using headphones now. So he's right. Some of us do need them. So let's see who we're going to send these to. Like I said, as with all these are going to be just like the bonus drawings. They will ship with your next package. Rich Young. This set's going to Rich. So next package we ship to Rich, these will be in there. I'm going to write his name on the corner of the box. For Rich on a set of those. As always, these bonus drawings do not affect your chance in the jackpot. You can only win one bonus drawing a night, same as the big drawing, but Rich's name goes right back into the big Buick oil can for next week. Huge shout out to Leo. Like I said, we've got several of those to give away, all thanks to Leo wanting to share his good fortune of this deal he came up with all of you guys. So Leo says he uses them all the time. So we're going to start giving some of those away. Thanks to Leo. I appreciate it. I haven't seen Rich on tonight, but I got his name on those. So the next package we ship to him, whether he has auction stuff or whatever, we'll make sure we get him on the way to it. But one more thing we got to catch is story time yet tonight. But I didn't want to forget the raffle either. So let's catch story time. A car that Dad or I found years ago. Been long gone, but it's always cool to go back and look and see. Tonight's story time car is a 1968 Buick GS California. I thought it would be good to do both these on the same night. This one was a California. This car was probably maybe early 90s, but could have even been even the late 80s, 89, 90, somewhere around in there. This was pretty much a complete car. You know, in today's world, these are really tough to find intact. This one was, at the time, a pretty good project car. But there again, it wasn't a 400. It was more of the basic, cheaper car. Not as highly optioned, so it wasn't as desirable. But it was an actual California. So this is one that we did have. Dad had two Californias over the years. This one and a 67, but there was very little left of the 67, even when we got it. And ended up selling that car off as well. But that's there again. I thought for story time to check one out from years gone by. I figure, what the heck? Let's do a California on the same night we do the California. So anyway, that catches all of our normal stuff, and I assume some of you guys are ready for some auction time. We'll see how things go. We'll see what we decide to do. I don't know how many we'll do tonight, but we'll definitely do some auction stuff. As always, we'll hold up a piece. We'll look at it. We'll check it out. We'll look at the condition. We'll tell you if it's got any flaws. We may talk about that car a little bit. We may give you some dimensions on it. Mark, just wondering if you got a chance to check it. Yeah, I left you a voicemail, Mark. When was that? Yeah, I've got one left, Mark. I left you a voicemail December 22nd at 9:59 and told you that I did have one. So, yep, I did call you back and just left you more. I didn't get you, so I left you a message. But I've got one 3X left, so I sat it off to the side for you, Mark. So we're good on that. Yeah, we're not selling I won't sell you my Auburn badge, Alan. So we'll talk about that. As we're talking about the piece, if you are interested in it, go ahead and throw a bid in out there. After we get done talking about it, describing it, we will throw it on a timer. We will go 2 minutes. I will tell you when 1 minute has passed. I will tell you when 1 minute and 30 seconds has passed. Reason being, everybody on here has a delay. We don't know how long your delay is. It varies. Everybody's is different. Some people it's a couple seconds. Some people can be 20 or 30 seconds. Depends on whether you're on a phone, PC, tablet, smart TV, as well as your internet provider. So anyway, I will tell you when 1 minute has passed, when 1 minute and 30 has passed. When we hit that minute 30 mark, please be thinking about your max bid and be ready to throw it out there because I don't know how long it's going to take for me to get here. I do keep my phone right here on the corner of the computer so I can keep an eye on it. And whoever is whatever is the highest bid that I can see on my screens when this reads 200 is who I will announce the bidder. I understand sometimes you see different things than I do. All I can go by is what I see on my screen, and that's the only way I can be fair with everybody on it. Everything tonight, I think, will have shipping included unless you were a non-U.S. buyer. If you're a non-U.S. buyer, you're more than welcome to play. But you will have to find out how to get me paid as far as with a wire or something like that, and you will be responsible for non-U.S. shipping since this kind of funds itself, and spending a fortune shipping a couple boxes outside of the U.S. to kind of screw up the whole thing for everybody else as I buy more stuff to replenish this pile. So please bear that in mind as well. Yeah, no problem, Mark. That'll work perfect. But like I said, I've got it set off the side for you. So I think it was the last 3X I had. So anyway, on the first couple of items, I will read all the bids as I see them, just so you guys can start to kind of get a feel for what I'm seeing versus what you're seeing on your computer. That way you can kind of gauge your delay and things like that. So that's right. Big job. There's more commercials popping up than they ever used to. And and when you guys see ads, you're great. When we see an ad pop up, as soon as I see somebody send a comment that they've got an ad, I will stop the timer at that point. Once you guys give me the all clear, then I will tell you how much time we have left on that item before we start the timer on it, so everybody knows where we're at. We'll start off with a few lower dollar pieces, kind of work into some better stuff tonight. I've got a killer plate tonight, a super killer plate. I don't think we've sold a few of these, never won this nice for this year. And it's kind of a special plate on the year too. So you guys won't want to miss that one. And plus, like I said, I've got a little bit of everything. So if there's something here you want to see tonight, be sure to let me know. Let's start off with maybe like a little toy. We'll start off with a couple little things here. And see how things go. Like I said, we'll start off with a few things that aren't crazy dollars, but are still kind of cool to kind of get things rolling and feel out where the delays are at. Let's start off with a toy tractor. This one's a Hubley Junior, probably 50s or 60s. Plastic tires, cast metal body, Hubley Junior right on the side of it. Says Kitty Toy down here on this side. Says made in the USA over here. That's something. Paint is obviously faded. It does have some orangish left on it, so I'm sure it was originally orange. Leo at 15. Front wheels do kind of turn. It's missing a steering wheel. I don't know if it had a driver on it at some point or whatever. Tires and wheels still turn. Tweedledee at 20 on the Hubley Junior little toy tractor. Not complete, still looks good, kind of a neat piece. Let's go ahead and get this thing on the timer. I've got Tweedledee at 20 is my high bidder, and we are live. Mark's got to jump off. Glad you were back on with us for a while tonight, Mark. Leo at 25. Alex just got into the champagne. Let's get rolling. And let's sell this little Hubley toy tractor. Leo at 25. The driver and the steering wheel were also plastic. Okay. And like I said, this does have plastic wheels, so. And we're coming up on the 1 minute mark. Leo at 25 on the little Hubley Jr. And there's 1 minute. 1 minute has passed. Leo at 25. One minute, 30 seconds has passed. Coming down to the end of this one, check out the detail on the side of the engine of this thing. I didn't really see how much detail was actually cast into this metal. Plug wires must have been a gasser. Leo at 25 as we're coming down to the wire on this one on the little Hubley Jr. And that'll do it. Leo at 25 on the little Hubley Jr. Up next, a couple of cool pieces for our Ford fans. First one, this is a hubcap, like a grease cap. Model, I think it's Model A. I'm not sure. Alex will be able to tell us whether it's T or A. This is a new one. I think it's a reproduction on this little Ford chrome grease cap. This was a snap-on cap. It does look too nice, so I think this was a reproduction. Does have the Ford script stamped into it. Along with it, you're going to get an original Model A grill badge. This is an original enamel badge. It is whammoed right here. It does have, that is a chip in the blue. This was one of the ones that was pressed on the back. The button is missing. Allen at 20. But you're going to get both of them, both pieces. Since I think this is new, still a cool piece to put up, but it's not an original. But this Model A badge is, so we're going to roll with it. It is an A, says Alex. Okay, perfect. Let's get this thing rolling. I've got Allen at 20 on both pieces. Yeah, this was like a porcelain or enamel type badge on that one. Yes, it was. Alex at 25. One minute has passed. Alex at 25 on the pair of Ford pieces. Coming up on the minute 30 mark. X-Ray's chomping at the bit. There's the minute 30 second mark. 1 minute 30 seconds has passed. Just about ready to wind this one up. Alex at 25. Are there any snipers out there? We're going to find out in just a few more seconds. Alan at 30. And that did it. Alan at 30 snuck that one in with about 5 seconds left to go. Alan at 30. Hudson badge. All right. Let's catch a license plate. This one's a little bit different. It's not a Kansas plate. And believe it or not, it's kind of crazy to think that it's this old, even though you don't think it is. But it's a 1993. It's 30 years old, over 30 years old, on this Missouri trailer plate. So a little bit different. We do a lot of Kansas stuff. That's typically what I find. This one I thought was pretty cool. Nice colors, green, white letters, standard size plate, roughly 12 by 6. It is all stamped, embossed metal. None of this is printed. And then painted green with white letters across the top. Even the Missouri is stamped in this one. Leo at 10. Something a little bit different. The trailer is stamped into it as well. It does still have a nice shine to it. You know, good heavy metal plate. Just weird that it's a 93 and you think, oh, 1993 is not supposed to have been 31 years ago, but it is. Alex at 20. X-Ray at 12. I've got Alex at 20. Let's get this thing on the timer. Oh, it's Heather Thomas. That's Heather Thomas's picture. So we are on the timer. I've got Alex at 20. Like I said, it's something a little bit different, but I thought it was a cool plate. And I thought you guys would appreciate it, and obviously you do. So you guys think about this. I'm going to see what we want to do next. Leo, 21. I was 10 then. I wish it looked as good as the plate does now. Yep. Austin at 23. Add. It's okay. Stop. I got her shut down. Perfect, guys. Thanks. You let me know when we're clear. Heather Ehrlich, no, I don't think so. No, unfortunately, she's not mine. So, okay, we're back. We're good. Okay. We are at 50 seconds. So we've got just over a minute left on this Missouri plate. I've got Austin at 23. So, Austin at 23, and we are back on the timer. We are rolling again. And there's the 1 minute mark. 1 minute has passed. We're on the backside of this one. I've got Austin at 23. And there's the minute 30. 1 minute, 30 seconds is left. Austin at 23. Leo at 25. Leo at 25. We've got a little bit of time left, but not much. Austin at 27. And that does it. Austin McCoy at 27. All right, let's do something for our Ford fans again. Don't worry, we'll get some other makes in here too. I just found some of these. Actually, I've been cleaning upstairs in the shop, and I find all kinds of cool stuff. And I found these, so I thought I'd share these with you guys as well. These are all from 1958, and there's going to be 3 pieces in this auction. 3 issues of the Ford Times from 1958. These come from Reynolds Motors, Norman, Oklahoma. In fact, that's where all 3 of them came from. There's the dealership info. Yep, you guys probably need to hit refresh after those ads. Sometimes that does happen. January, August, and November, all of 58. Now, one thing I want you guys to know, there's not a lot of cars in here. These were a lifestyle type magazine. There's a little bit of car stuff in them, but a lot of it is lifestyle stuff. So I don't want you to think that it's all strictly cars, because they are not, just because they were put out by Ford. Alex is starting us off at 10. We won't go through them all. We'll leave that to the new buyer. Leo at 11. But you're going to get all 3 copies for a one-shot deal. And I've got Leo at 11. These are all 1958, January, August, and November for the Ford Times. X-Ray at 12. Let's get this thing rolling. Leo at 15. Coming up on the 1 minute mark, Leo at 15. And there she goes. There's 1 minute. 1 minute left. And there's the minute 30 mark. Dean at 16. Minute 30 has passed. Leo at 21. Big Job at 25. And that will do it. Big Job at 25. Snuck in there right at the end. Alex waiting on some badges. Here we got some bad. Leo came back at 26, but it was too late. What do we got for badges? We need to do some looking for badges too. We'll find some of those here in a little bit. There is some in here. I don't remember where they're all at, but we'll see what we can come up with on that, Alec. But how about another license plate? Now I'm kind of bewildered. Where's some badges at? Yeah, we'll get some dug out. We'll definitely get some badges dug out here. Let's catch this license plate right now. This is kind of a neat one. A little bit different. It is a Kansas plate, but it's a little bit different. I come across these occasionally, but not very often. 56 Oklahoma. I do not have any of those. I don't have a lot of Oklahomas. But this is a 1975 Kansas motorcycle. Great condition. Obviously, you can see the shine on this thing. These are smaller since they were a cycle plate. And these are about 4 inches by 8 inches. This was a 1975. It did have a sticker up to 78 on it while it was being used. 3-digit number. You can see the shine on this thing. Considering this thing is over 40 years old, it still looks great. Dean is starting us off at 20. This is an aluminum plate. This is all embossed, except for this sticker from 79 was when this sticker was added. So Dean at 20, Tweedledee at 5, and I've got Dean at 20. Let's kick this thing off and get rolling. And I'll do some more looking at what else I got laying in here. Mark at 22. Big Job at 30 as we hit the 1 minute mark. I've got Big Job at 30. And there's the minute 30 mark. 1 minute, 30 seconds has passed. 30 seconds left to go. I've got Big Job at 30. Coming down to the end on this one. Big Job at 30. Austin at 32. Leo at 33. And that does it. Leo at 33. Austin was just a hair late. Leo at 33 is who we had at the end. All right. How about some brochures? We've done a few brochures in the past, and you guys seem to like them because they're cool. They got really great color. We got a couple pieces for our Mopar fans. From 1965, the Roaring 65s, Fury, Belvedere, Valiant, and Barracuda for your 1965 Plymouth brochure. Let's take a few quick peeks inside of this thing. These things are full of color pictures. They look great. We're not going to go digging through the whole thing. We don't have time, but I mean, look at the drawings and the pictures in these things. Alex starting us off at 5. We'll check out a couple of things in here. Options. Colors. Leo at 15, Dean at 10, and I've got Leo at 15. So, like I said, just a ton of cool stuff in here. Now, going with this, you're actually going to get 2 of these. The other one, the Roaring 65s, Fury, Belvedere, Valiant, and Barracuda. Another version of the 65 Plymouth brochure. This one actually has real pictures instead of the drawings in it, and they are super cool as well. Come back here. satellite two-door hardtop. The wagon. The Barracuda, the engines. So both of these going together on this deal. Leo at 15. Let's get this thing going on the timer. You're getting both 65 Plymouth brochures for our Mopar fans. Leo at 15. Coming up on the 1 minute mark, I've got Leo at 15. And there's 1 minute. 1 minute has now passed. One minute, 30 seconds is gone. Leo at 15. Mark at 16. I've got Mark at 16 on Facebook. Coming down to the end, Dean's got a comment or something hung up that's not coming through, but I've got Mark at 16 right now. Tweedledee at 18. That Tweedledee at 18, and there it is, 2 minutes. And just at the 2 minute, I'm right, Matt at 19, but Tweedledee at 18 is who we had at the end. Great deal for our Mopar fans. Mark at 19. Lots of people shooting on that at the end. Tweedledee got lucky. There were lots of bids hanging in there that didn't get through in time. Awesome. Number one said Solon from American Rod Shop was pumping this channel on his live stream again. Awesome. Super appreciate that. And he's been hanging out with us a little bit. And thanks to number one for telling him about it, about us, and coming over and hanging. Seemed like a great dude. And glad he's been hanging out with us and likes hanging out with us. So all right, how about an emblem? This is actually a rerun from a couple of months ago that didn't get paid for. I think this is early 60s era, and this is super cool. I really like these. Cadillac. I love these things. I think it's like 61, 62 era. This is probably on the hood. It went from 80 to 24,700 subs. Holy cow, that's crazy. That's massive growth. Does have a slight V to us. I think it was a hood piece. Clear out to these tabs, which these things are actually pretty sharp. Dimension-wise, where'd my tape measure go? It's right here. It's about 5.5 inches long. It does have some pitting in the finish. Did have 2 studs that mounted it. On this early 60s era Cadillac, I think it was a front hood badge. It's got a number on it, but I never looked it up and checked it or anything. So, kind of a neat piece. Yeah, that's right. Collaborations definitely help. That's for sure. So, anybody interested in the Cadillac piece? It was a rerun from a few months ago, and thought we'd throw it back up here. If not, I will throw it back in my box. We'll give it a few more seconds, see if anybody jumps on here. Oh, Zach's at, yeah, that's right. I forgot some of you emblem guys were on there. Zach at 10, Tweedledee at 5. Zach, Alec, Johnny Z. I haven't seen Johnny Z tonight. All of our emblem guys. So we're going to go ahead and roll with it. It's on the timer. Zach at 10. I got Alec at 7, but I've got Alec at 10 as of right now. Is my high bidder. Leo at 11. Alec at 12. And there we go. American Rod Shop is on with us. Glad you made it tonight. Glad you're hanging out with us and glad you're having fun. Leo, 14. One minute has now passed. Leo at 14. Zach at 21. Alec at 15, but I've got Zach at 21 already. Coming up on the minute 30 mark. And there it is. Minute 30's gone. Zach at 21. Just about ready to wrap this one up. Zach at 21. And that'll do it. Oh, Alec came back at 23 at 2:01. I mean, missed it by like that much. Holy cow. I called it. It rolled to 2:01. I looked over and Alex 23 popped up. Holy cow. That much difference. That's all it took. Zach barely snuck that one out of here. We haven't done a can tonight. How about a cute little can? We've done some handy oilers on here before, but this one's a little bit different. It's a little bit faded, but it is the coolest handy oiler we've ever done. Jan Thomas is here with us. Glad you're here. Zach's going to drink to that win. We'll give you a Hudson badge for that one. At least Alec can laugh about it, which is awesome because you guys are all great sports about this stuff. We're used to the little handy oiler cans, the normal kind of rectangular shaped household oil. This one's a lot cooler. It's a little bit faded, but it is a super cool Skelly Supreme. This is a round handy oiler. It is the normal Skelly style can. It's got all the little oil derricks on it, the Skelly Oil Company, the Skelly logo. Just a miniature version of it, which is super cool. It does still have the spout and the cap on it. Leo at 10. Randall at 10. 2 3/8 tall. 2 3/8 tall. Brian at 20. Matt at 11. Next D. Holy cow, lots of bids on this. 2 1/8 across. Ooh, it dribbled a little bit. There's still a drop of oil in it. Austin at 23 is my current high bidder. Leo at 24. And let's get this thing rolling. Dennis at 30 on the little Skelly handy oiler. Everybody's digging this thing. Brian and Randall at 25, but Dennis at 30. That kind of just was kind of a river of bids on this little cute little booger. Andrea's here checking things out. Glad you're here. Leo at 31. We are ticking away on this one. Okay, I got ads coming. Let me see if I think I can kill these. Okay, I should have those. Should have caught those. Leo at 31. Dennis at 36. As we come up on the 1 minute mark, and there's 1 minute. Dennis at 36 is our high bidder at the halfway point. Leo's reloading the bottom. And there's the minute 30 mark. Dennis at 36. Minute 30 is gone. We're coming down to the end on this one. And it's a cool deal. Everybody liked it. And I personally do too. I found 2 of them in that Fort Scott auction, or this one wouldn't be here. Dennis at 36. We're coming down to the end. A few seconds left. Any snipers out there? Leo at 37, right at the very end. Leo at 37 got that in at about 158. The nozzle, yeah, the original nozzle, yeah, it's a cool little piece. Okay. I told you guys we had a cool plate coming. Let's go ahead and do that right now. We've sold a few of these on here. This is not a very common plate. We've never sold one this nice. This thing is, in fact, I think this might be new. It's just got a little bit of age to it. I actually considered keeping it after I got it cleaned up, but but I've got it on my big board, so I really don't need it. But this thing is neat. It is not a standard size plate, and there was a reason it was not a standard size plate. No test equipment tonight, Brian. Nope, nothing there. Because they were trying to conserve the metal. So these plates were made at about roughly kind of half size. They're shrunk down by about that. 9 7/8 by 4 1/4. Like I said, the condition on this thing is amazing considering it's 80 years old. Yes, it's a 1944 Kansas war era license plate. The shine on this thing is just amazing. If you guys can see it, 80 years old, original paint. The back looks good too. It's got a little bit of surface rust around the edges. Alec at 15, starting us off. Dean at 27, Alex at 35. Mark at 10. I've got Alex at 35 as my high bidder. Kind of an off-white with red numbers. Austin at 40. Like I said, this is not the same size as a standard size plate. The Missouri plate that we just sold, by comparison, this is what it looks like to our standard plates that are roughly 12 by 65, 12 by 6. So that's kind of what it looks like. And there again, it was to conserve metal for the war, was the whole purpose of it. Conserve metal for the war. We've sold a few of these on here. Never anything near this condition comparable. A lot of them had surface rust scratches. This one looks like a scratch over here, but I think the more I look at it, this is actually just a flaw in the paint. That red is just an oversplotch. I think this might be Newell stock. I'm not sure, but it is an amazing looking plate. Where are we at on bids? There's a ton of them. Alex at 72 as of right now is my high bidder. for everybody that's on, because I got guys on Facebook bidding too. Alex at 72 on YouTube is my high bidder on this stunning 1944 war era small size metal conservation plate that may even be Newell stock, because I don't see any round marks around these holes. There's some marks around the holes, but nothing like a screw was around them. So let's get this thing on the timer. Brian Dispatch at 85. Brian Dispatch at 85 is my high bidder on this amazing war era 80-year-old Kansas license plate. We are on the timer on this thing. Brian Dispatch at 85. Going to 3 digits? I don't know. This one was 4, so. Yeah, Big Job's already calling it. There's going to better watch out for the sniper alert on this one. Yeah, it's an amazing piece. Like I said, I don't know if my one on my boards are this good, but this one's not Barton County. The one I've got on I couldn't replace it with this one because it wouldn't be a Barton County plate to complete my set. It is in amazing shape. Alex at 88. We're just past the 1 minute mark. I missed that. But we are coming up on the minute 30 mark. 1 minute 30 seconds has passed. Alex at 88. Brian Dispatch at 90. Few seconds left. We got a little bit of time left. Not a ton. We better watch out for snipers on this one, though. We're coming down to the end. $90 with Brian Dispatch is the high bid. And that does it. Brian Dispatch at 90. Alex came back at 95, but it was too late. No, I said we can't do free shipping to Canada. Can't do it. I can ship it to the States. If you got somebody somewhere in New York, we can ship it, Brian. We can sure do that. So we'll just have to figure out what it's going to be, or if you want to wait till you get a few other things, we can do it all at once. So I got one other cool piece already laid out here that I definitely want to do tonight because I want to get it out of my way before it gets torn or anything. So it's another brochure. We're going to do this one by itself because this thing is awesome. I just don't have anywhere to put it. But probably one of the better brochures that we've ever had an opportunity to sell on here. Make your next car the road proven 1949 Mercury. There's the front. You too will like the road proven 49 Mercury on the back. Inside, it folds open to this. Tweedly D at 10. Mark at 20 on Facebook. Alex at 25. Dean at 22. And believe it or not, it gets better. It folds out into this. Leo at 26. Dean at 27. So amazing piece. Let's get this thing on the timer. Kevin at 30, Mark at 26, Kevin at 30, Alan at 30. I had Kevin first at 30 on the Road Proven 49 Mercury fold out brochure into really almost a poster you can almost frame. Yes, this is an original. Kevin L at 30 is my current high bidder. Andy at 35. Alan at 40. 1 minute has passed. There's the 1 minute mark. Leo at 41. There's the minute 30 mark. 1 minute, 30 seconds has passed. Leo at 41. Coming down to the wire. Leo at 41. About ready to wrap this one up. Alan at 42, and that does it. Alan at 42, literally was at about 159. There's no way Alan could have cut that one much closer, but he got her snuck in there. And that is a super cool piece. So, all right, let's catch a couple more things, and then we'll kind of see where we're at. Haven't done a grease cap tonight. Let's do something. In fact, we haven't done much for our Chevy fans at all tonight. So let's go ahead and slide a Chevy grease cap in for our fans tonight and do another can, and then we'll see where we're at. But this is one of the aluminum grease caps similar to what we've done. I think we've done this Chevy style, one or two of these before. It's the last one I've got in the box for right now. I don't know if I've got any more of these or not. Late 20s, early 30s. The bow tie looks good on this one. It is dented up here, but it didn't affect the bow tie. That's right, Big John's waiting on some caps. So hex head is back here, round around the outside perimeter. This is threaded on the inside like most of these all are when they screw on. This is 3 3/8 in diameter on this Chevrolet grease cap. Justin at 25, Brian at 15. And it is about 1 5/8 inches tall. So Justin at 25, let's get this thing on the timer. I think that was one of our first auction items, a great cap. It may have been. All right, I've got Justin at 25 on Facebook. We are on the timer. Coming up on the 1 minute mark. One minute has passed. 1 minute left to go. Justin at 25 on the Chevrolet grease cap. Coming up on the minute 30 mark. 1 minute, 30 seconds is gone. Justin at 25. Zach at 27. Austin at 26. Austin at 28. Pete at 30. Zach at 35. And that does it. Zach at 35. Holy cow, that got interesting. Zach at 35. Yeah, that one got a little crazy there at the end. Let's catch one more piece, and then we'll probably get ready to wind things down tonight. I know I've got places I need to be. I'm sure some of you guys have places you need to be. We'll do one more piece. This is another one of the, yeah, that's a good idea. That's a very good idea. Everybody needs a drink after that one or two. Let's do one of these flat cans. These are nice because you can sit them anywhere, you can hang them anywhere. This is an original metal Quaker State can, an early Quaker State can that has been flattened out. It's got a little bit of curve to it still from being round, but it will mount flat, which is great about it. Nice shine, nice paint. Look at the shine on that thing. I give it a quick polish and a quick wax, and check that thing out. This is an early one. It's got this early Pennsylvania Crude logo on the bottom. This was an actual original metal can that has just been flattened out. Randall at that farm at 20. Leo at 10. Randall at 20. This was a regular quart. Let's see. Leo at 21 and Mark at 10, but I got Leo at 21 on YouTube as my high bidder. 5.5. It's about 12 1/4 long, 5.5 high. Good looking early Quaker State can that's just been flattened out. Easy to display. Mark at 22 on Facebook. Nick at 25 on YouTube. And we are on the timer on this one. Gives the old school can look, but you can actually mount it to the wall if you wanted to. Mark at 26 on Facebook. Yeah, it does look nice. It's got a good shine to it, good colors for an early one. GDP, that's me, is here. 1 minute has passed. 1 minute's gone. Mark at 26 on Facebook. 1 minute left to go. Last piece for the night, so everybody can move on to any other festivities they may have planned for the evening. Nick at 27. And there's the minute 30 mark. 1 minute, 30 seconds has passed. Nick at 27. Austin at 30. Coming down to the end, just about ready to wrap this up. Zach at 33. Mark at 28. I've got Zach at 33. Austin at 35. Adam at 30. Austin at 35 is my high bidder. Zach at 37, and that does it. Holy cow. Austin came back at 38. Zach got it in there at about the 200, but he snuck it in. Holy cow. That was, whew. We had some fun tonight on some of this stuff. Wow. Zach at 37 is who I had at 200. That was a lot of fun. I think we'll go ahead and call the auctions for the night. We had a lot of fun with them. And we still got tons of cool stuff for the next several weeks. So, but like I said, I'm sure some of you guys have other plans for tonight. I'm glad a lot of you guys stopped by and hung out for a while tonight. We still had a great time getting back into the swing of things after not being off next week or not being on last week. We will be back next week. Obviously, we've got a lot of great ideas for the upcoming year. I'm looking forward to that. I appreciate your guys' feedback and response. If you're interested in doing a Nobody's get-together on a Saturday, email Pete. Email Pete about a get-together if you want to try to do something this year. Live yard walk tomorrow, I'm thinking around 1-ish. 1 Central Standard Time is kind of what I'm thinking. So keep that in mind. I will try to post something late morning, but based on what I am seeing on my weather radar on the phone, it looks like the sun's supposed to come out around 11 and be at least sunny or partly sunny till late afternoon, and supposed to be in the 40s by about 1. So that's kind of what tentatively I'm thinking. We'll be looking around 1 o'clock tomorrow for a live yard walk. So we'll have some fun with that. Hopefully the weather cooperates. I didn't realize it's been quite that long since we did one, so there's definitely some different stuff out there. Definitely some things been moved around. Some trees are gone, as we saw, so we got a lot of things to check out. Jump on tomorrow, Jesse. We can sure walk through those cars. That's not a problem, and we'll take a quick look at some of that stuff. So looking forward to the new year. I can't believe we've done this 192 times, and we're gearing up for another year of it. I hope everybody had a great Christmas, and Happy New Year to all of you as well. Kevin, this year's been great on Sunday night. Looking forward to 24. I'm glad you guys are here, and there have been a lot of nice comments about what we do on Sunday night. And that's, all because of you guys being here and supporting it and making it what it is. So I do appreciate that for sure. We'll look at some of these ideas you guys threw out tonight. And we'll talk about some more of that stuff. 40 Chevrolet, I've got a couple cars, Dean, but not much left of it. I think there's a 28 Buick out there, Justin, but I don't think I've got a 27. I think I've got a 28. Perfect, Austin. Appreciate that. And that's one other thing I did want to mention. Appreciate you throwing that out there. Raffle tickets for next week. Make sure you are in the big Buick oil can for next week's drawing. 5 prizes. Obviously, the first name out of the can, I sure was going to take the DX sign. But we're going to yank 4 more names after we do that. 2 license plates, 2 cans. The second name will have their choice out of the 2 plates or the 2 cans, and we'll work our way down until we give them all away. Like I said, we'll see how things go for next year. We'll throw some of these ideas around and see what we can, kind of squeeze in and make happen to make this more enjoyable for all of you guys, because that's what this is all about. Still shocked that y'all keep coming back and making it what it is, but you do. Okay, hold on. I got ads. Where's my mouse at? Okay, I think I got rid of those for now. The new slogan from Big Job, Car Channels on YouTube, making automobiles great again. There you go. That's a good way to put it. Salty Reese's Cup is here. Anyway, I think I'll go ahead and wind down. I got to dig myself out of the auction pile since we just had an abbreviated auction tonight. I got to dig myself out of the auction pile so that I can get out of here. But I had a great time with you guys. Another year behind us. Kevin Ellis, as long as we keep going, you guys will be here. Thanks. I appreciate it. Thanks, Mark. A lot of you guys are thanking me for what I do, but this is all about you guys being here, sharing your knowledge, participating in the chat, That's what makes this what it is. So it's and it is fun. So, and all the ideas we talked about for next year are great. Even, especially if we do a nobody's get together, we can start working on that. I can check with the hotel and see if they can get us a block of rooms, and get us a decent rate. If we've got some of you that want to come in and hang out for the weekend, we can absolutely make that happen if we have enough interest in it. There again, Zach with the Johnny Carson comments. I'm flattered that you guys have even, who I don't even know even started that a year or so ago, about comparing me to Johnny Carson on what we do here. Obviously, I'm not near at that level of what that man was or what he did. But the fact that you guys enjoy what we do here enough and respect it and consider what I do here to do a good job and could even think about comparing me to that is flattering. So I thank you guys for all that. I thank you guys for your support. I thank you for making this what it is and your participation in it and telling your friends, just like with number one, bringing American Rod Shop over. He's hanging out with us now. So be sure to check him out, see what he's got going on. It all works together, and that's what makes it fun. So let me check my notes, make sure I'm all caught up. Make sure I didn't miss anything we wanted to go over tonight. Got some great ideas to consider. Email Pete, badboychevrolets@gmail.com if you want to make the Saturday deal happen. 4 more episodes, and that will put us 4 more episodes, and Pete will have been on for 100 straight. Wow. No 63 Sport Fury convertibles. In fact, I don't have any 63 Plymouths at all, really. There's one Valiant out there, but that's a parts car because Mom's got a convertible, but no full-size 63 Plymouths at all. So American Rod Shop, that's who started hanging out with us too. And closing in on that 200 episode mark. I broke 18,000 subscribers. We're gaining ground. We're making a little headway. And that's all thanks to you guys and your support. So with that, I think I'll get ready to sign this thing off. Thanks, American Rod Shop. I appreciate that. Be sure to check those guys out and see what they've got going on. And glad you enjoy hanging out with us. We've had a lot of new people on here since the Vice Grip Garage stuff. The Impala video drew a lot of attention. We've got some new people coming in, which is great. It's brought on a few trolls, but we understand we've got to deal with that. Jason Sanford on with us on Facebook, and so we understand we've got to deal with some of that, but so far it hasn't been too bad, and you guys are great about running them off. So things have been improving, which is awesome. We've gotten some new people on here. They're having fun with us. You guys are absolutely awesome when it comes to welcoming them into the group, and I appreciate that. And with that, I guess I will see all of you next year. We'll be on Tuesday night for some Toy Tuesday. We'll catch that one live. We'll get some more content up this week. What do we got coming up? I've got several more cars in the yard we haven't looked at yet. I've got Jim Wicks videos from Meekum to get up. I've got more stuff from my buddy's yard to get up. I got some more pit stay stuff to get up. Hopefully we're going to be getting up to Pioneer Village here within the next couple of weeks and getting some more content up there as well. So a lot of cool stuff coming up. Stay tuned for some of that. And I think I'm going to let you guys go. I'm going to get rolling. That's right. As Brian Dispatch says, bottoms up, everybody. Let's have a couple more badges to go with that. Tractor Mike show again. I do need to get to Tractor Mike's. That is on the agenda as well, to try to get to Tractor Mike's. I don't know when he will be in town again to do a show, but if he's here, he'll do it, because we have a ton of fun with him as well. We'll see you all Tuesday night. We'll get some more content up this week, and we will absolutely hope to see all of you next year right back here at the same time, same channel, 7 o'clock next Sunday night for some more Sunday Night Live chat. We'll build out a full episode next week. We'll get into a magazine. We'll sell some more of this auction pile off, and we'll have a lot of fun doing it. Thanks for being here, everybody. Thanks for your support all this year, all 192 episodes. You guys are great. You guys are what make this what it is. And have a safe night, everybody. I hope everybody had a great Christmas. Have a happy New Year. And we will see you, some of you Tuesday night, but definitely hope to see all of you and some of your friends back here next Sunday night for some more Sunday Night Live chat. Thanks for watching, everybody.